Bullying is unfortunately a very common practice in many schools, in many institutions. It's a social phenomenon, and what happens is that a group of people find another person or group of people responsible of a number of very uncomfortable feelings. So what do they do about it? They either chase them out or beat them up or make them feel extremely unhappy about those behaviors or those characteristics that they find unownable, which is exactly the root of bullying. Now, why does this happen? This happens because the institution where this happens allows it to happen. They collude with the bully. They help the bully do this, or at least they do not stop it in time. Let's see why it happens. So what happens with bullying? Well, we're going to have the victim over here. You can see the cloud with the lightning on the head, somebody who's receiving all the horrible projections in psychoanalysis, you call it projections, from the other one. And here we're going to have the aggressor, the one who's really angry and wants to get rid of nasty feelings, okay? So here they are. What's happening? What's happening? Well, what's happening is there are a number of feelings that we all have. These feelings are difficult to cope with. For instance, we have deep insatisfaction. We have sadness. We have the feeling of fear. So this guy is putting all these feelings into the other one. He wants to remain feeling strong. He also wants the despair to remain with him. He wants his fury. And this one, obviously, the one who's considering that there are different ways of doing things, is left out of the picture. Who do you think is in charge? Our dear friend, the dictator. He has the best intentions, obviously, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to get rid of horrible feelings. Who wants to feel despair? Who wants to feel sadness? Who wants to feel fear? So he's got this club of strong people here who are trying to defend this person and their way of life. But there's a big problem with this, because this is a very unstable situation. If I start feeling uncomfortable with my despair, I'm going to put it into the other person too. If I start feeling uncomfortable with my anger, I'm going to start feeling that I want my anger in somebody else. And what am I left with? All these terrible feelings outside of me. That's going to make me feel paranoid. Very, very unstable, very frightening, and it'll get worse and worse and worse. So what do we need? We need this chap to come along and say, excuse me, couldn't we do things in a different way? Because if I put my feelings outside me, I cannot negotiate with them. I cannot talk to them. I cannot incorporate them. And therefore, I cannot transform them. And that is where we intervene with the institution and change the system. So what's happening? What's happening at the institution? What's happening at the school, at the institution, is that they are colluding with this phenomenon. And they're probably not doing it on purpose. And if you ask them, do you want to stop this happening at your school? They will probably say, yes, we do. We want it to happen. But sometimes they don't even realize that it's them inside their organization that are allowing and facilitating this way of behaving. It's very anti-thought, as we said, and it's very anti-learning. What's happening? The institution itself is dealing with discrepancies in a bullying way. They're not allowing for divergent thinking. They're not allowing for new propositions. They're not allowing for a different angle and for diversity. Sometimes the institution does this at a very symbolic level. Sometimes it does it as a profound level, frightening people and bullying them in a way that they don't let them have an opinion without being in danger of being expelled or sent to sweep the corners of the institution. What does the institution need? It needs a will to change, and very often an external consultant will work wonders, because it takes somebody who is not contaminated by the institution to have an outside opinion, a free opinion, and start introducing into this institution a different way of doing things, a way where we can have different opinions without making other people feel threatened, without the institution fearing that it will crumble to bits, and without awakening an enormous amount of cruelty within the institution. So if you're a parent, remember, everybody's a victim in bullying, and you can stop it. You can help people start to be tolerant and want to learn again.